How to navigate Aquarius season. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I am your astrologer, Core from Core Astrology. In this video, I will be sharing the sun's ingress into the sign of Aquarius, which occurs on January the 20th at 4:39 a.m. South African Standard Time. And the sun remains in the sign of Aquarius until February the 18th at 18:43 South African Standard Time, when the sun will then move into the sign of Pisces. During this video, I will be discussing essential aspects occurring during the Aquarius season, including the Aquarius new moon, which occurs on February the 1st of 2022, and the Leo full moon, which occurs on January the 16th of February 2022. I will also share any noteworthy planetary ingresses during this period. After that, I will then discuss how best to use these cosmic energies for all 12 signs of the zodiac, and there will be timestamps for these in the descriptions below. If you're new to astrology and you do not have a chart yet, please go to www.astrodienst.com and draw up your own free diagram of a chart there. It will help you as you go through this video to look in your own chart where all the energies are currently occurring and how this affects your life. When you look to the predictions, look to your ascendant sign first for the most prominent influence of your interaction with your immediate environment. And then afterwards, look to your sun for the more outward yang expression of how you radiate your energy out into the world. And also look to your moon sign for the more reflective, receptive, yin, internalized, subjective, emotive, reactive expression of yourself, and all matters that relate to home, family matters, mothering, nurturing, and women. I intend to empower, enlighten, encourage, educate, and inspire my audience on how best to navigate the Aquarius season. If you're new here and you enjoy the video content, please consider hitting the subscribe button and ringing the bell not to miss out on any future videos. If you would like to learn astrology so that you can understand your own chart and your family's and friends' charts, please join me on my Beginners Astrology course, which starts in March the 3rd, 2022. It's an online interactive course combining theory with experiential astrology, teaching you how to apply astrology into your everyday life. If you're interested in the course, please look at the description below. Before I jump into the description of Aquarius, I would like to show you, I'm going to share my screen. Here, I'm sharing with you a chart for the sun's ingress into the Aquarius sign, which happens on the 20th of January, 2022 at 4:39 a.m. And here we have the sun moving into the sign of Aquarius. This is a whole sign house chart for the location of Johannesburg because I live here. But of course, we're not working with the ascendant or the midheaven because this isn't a chart of a person. This is a chart for the time that the sun moved into Aquarius. And the reason I've done this is that we can see that all these planets on the 20th of January will be moving forward during the 29.5 days that the sun is in the sign of Aquarius. And this chart demonstrates the movements quite nicely for those who prefer a visual on this. So here we have the sun moving 30 degrees through the sign of Aquarius. We can see this is forward movement, and forward movement in a chart is always anti-clockwise. We can then see that the south node at 28 degrees of Scorpio is moving up to 26 degrees of Scorpio, and equally so the north node at 28 degrees of Taurus is moving through to 26 degrees of Taurus. And we can see that here retrograde, the south node is moving just 2 degrees across, and so is the north node. So if you have any planets in your natal chart in this area, this will be affected by the north nodes and the south nodes. We can also see that Uranus is moving from 10 degrees up to 11 degrees only. That's over here, and that's that little arrow down the bottom, direct, showing from 10 degrees to 11 degrees during this Aquarius season. We can see that Neptune is also moving direct from 21 to 22 degrees, which is here. It's a tiny little movement in the next 30 days in Pisces, moving direct. We can see that Jupiter is moving direct from 4 degrees of Pisces through to 11 degrees of Pisces during this time period. Here we have Jupiter at 4 degrees, and by the end of the 18th of February, by the end of Aquarius season, Jupiter will be at 11 degrees. So this helps you to look in your own chart to see if these transits are affecting you. We can see that Mars moves from 26 degrees of Sagittarius on the 20th, and it's moving direct, and it moves all the way through to 18 degrees of Capricorn, and on the 24th of January it moves into the sign of Capricorn, and I've done a little arrow here for you. So here's Mars in Sagittarius as it moves into the sign of Aquarius, which is happening on the 24th of January. It gains rulership because it's exalted in the sign of Capricorn. It loves to set goals and achieve these goals. It loves to climb up the mountain, the Capricorn energy, and Mars is full of courage and drive and assertion and ambitions. So as Mars moves into Capricorn on the 24th of January, have a look to see where in your chart this courage and ambition and assertion is being activated. So this is how it's showing it in the chart here, from 26th of Sagittarius through to 18th of Capricorn is Mars's movement. We can see that Pluto only barely moves 1 degree from here. I haven't even drawn it into the chart. It's just simply 1 degree because, of course, it's an outer planet and it moves really slowly. And we have the new moon happening on the 1st of February, where the moon that on the 20th of January is here will move to join the sun. And at 7:47 a.m. on the 1st of February, we have the new moon, which is all about setting new intentions. And I'll get into that when I do the forecast. And later on, 14 days later, on the moon will have moved anti-clockwise up into the sign of Leo at 27 degrees and 58 minutes. And we will have a full moon in Leo, which I will also be discussing in the forecasts. What else can I show you? Mercury, of course. So Mercury is a little bit more complicated because here is Mercury at 7 degrees as we start the month of the 20th of January. And she's moving, or it is moving retrograde from the sign Aquarius into the sign of Capricorn, which occurs on the 26th of January. As Mercury is moving backwards, it returns back into the sign of Capricorn. And on the 29th of January, it meets up with Pluto. And we know that Pluto is about transformation, deep resources, traumas, the phoenix arising from the ashes. So as Mercury joins up with Pluto on the 29th of January, the conversations will be very deep. And Mercury continues to move until the 4th of February, retrograde all the way to 24 degrees of Capricorn. And here she turns around. Apologies, my scanner did not get this part scanned. Doesn't seem to be wide enough. So what happens on the 4th of February at 24 degrees of Capricorn, Mercury turns around, and on the 11th of February, it comes back to visit Pluto again. So both on the 29th of January and the 11th of February and the time in between, there will be profound transformations in our thinking, because Mercury is about communications and thoughts and thinking and business matters. And Pluto is about endings and letting go of an old paradigm that doesn't work and upgrading to a more from a sense of oppression into a sense of empowerment. And both these dates, 29th of January and 11th of February, we will have opportunity to look at detoxifying the thoughts that no longer serve us and letting go of any matters related to paperwork or business or communications that are not serving us anymore. It's time for upgrade. And then up until the 18th of February, as Mercury moves direct again, it only comes through to 3 degrees again of Aquarius. So it's actually not even reaching the area that it's at when we start the beginning of the month, because it's going backwards, backwards, and it returns and actually ends up at 3 degrees, a little bit 4 degrees back from where it was. So as Mercury goes backwards, we get times to review, reflect, regenerate, redo things from the past. Sometimes we connect with friends from the past and we review situations. So this time is very much about reviewing this area in your chart. Have a look, see what it activates for you. And last but not least, we have Venus, which is at 12 degrees of Capricorn, still in retrogradation. There's the R for the retrogradation, moving backwards up until the 28th of January at 11 degrees, where Venus then moves forward, and on the 7th of February is back at the 12 degrees it was at, and actually moves until the 18th of February to 18 degrees of Capricorn. So we can see that there's an overlap between Mars running through the end of Capricorn into Aquarius, and we can see that Venus is also running through the end of Capricorn. And there is a time period, especially around Valentine's Day, which is very apt for Venus and Mars to be joined, because Venus rules relationships and love and our value systems. It's about relating to others and all the things that we love, as well as our self-esteem. And it also relates to our finances and how we manage our monies. And both Venus and Mars is the planet of courage and setting goals and planning to achieve them. They are conjunct, they walk together. Mars and Venus are together in the sky, particularly from the date of the 14th of February and all the way through. As a matter of fact, I've written here 19th of February because this video ends when the sun goes into sun goes into Pisces. However, these two, I've watched them and progressed to see where they go. They actually stayed together until beginning of March, all the way into Aquarius. So we have this wonderful opportunity to plan and set goals and be courageous and assertive about the things that we love during this time period. It's exact on the 14th of February, but we'll feel it a good week before. And simultaneously, these two planets, while they're together in the sky, are trining Uranus. And Uranus, of course, is about the new and the unexpected and changes and great awakenings and fantastic insights into a new way of being. So this could bring in lots of surprises and unexpected new love or romances or matters related to money and value systems. And simultaneously, this conjunction of Venus and Mars is also sextiling Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of pennies from heaven and good luck, the greater benefic, which bestows us with nobility, philosophy, and gains. So this is really a fantastic time. Have a look, see where Aquarius and Capricorn is in your chart, as well as Jupiter and Uranus, because the combination of these beautiful trines and conjunctions of benefics and Mars in rulership, in exaltation, in a good position when it's in Capricorn, really bodes for a lot of new creation and forward movement. So that gives you an idea in terms of the chart, what it looks like and where the planets are moving. So let me continue with going back to the main body of the video. So now that we've had a visual look at the transits for the month ahead, let's look at what it means to be an Aquarian. So Aquarius sun people are freedom-loving, idealists, altruistic, progressive, future-orientated, innovative, responsible, stubborn, opinionated, and individualistic. They tend to be humanitarian, group-orientated, scientists, rebels, revolutionaries, like to be nonconformist, independent, unconventional, Detached, distant, and inventive. They seek social worthiness. As an air sign, Aquarians are intellectually sociable, friendly, and relational. They enjoy exchanging ideas through communications, recharging through social and mental activities, and conceptual challenges. They are comfortable with abstract ideas, ideals, concepts, and symbols. They tend to be less emotional and more theoretical than practical. A lightness of existing as the mind detaches into thoughts and chatter. They are individuals who relate to society, yet like to distance themselves from the general mindset. As a fixed sign, they are unchanging and reliable, seeking to maintain and sustain stability and structures, wanting them to last and persevere. They have far-reaching reserves and stamina that may be seen as being stubborn, however, give a lot of stability and reliability. However, they may dig in their heels and resist when confronted and need to learn to be a little bit more flexible and open to change. The idea to make a change must come from within, not from external sources. If your sun is in Aquarius, you may come across as very innovative through your ideals. If your moon is in Aquarius, you may come across as a little bit more distant, aloof, or impersonal. And if your ascendant is in Aquarius, you may come across as quite idealistic, different, or very individualistic. Saturn rules Aquarius and is known as the Greater Malefic. Saturn represents father figures, authorities, restrictions, limitations, and manifestations. And Saturn also rules accountants, administrators, aloofness, ambitious persons, anxieties, architects, archaeology, arthritis, beards, blockades, bones, calculations, calendars, chiropractors, chronometers, constancy, diligence, deprivation, discipline, fasting, fortitude, long friendships, hemp, hindsight, inflexibility, integrity, mathematics, measuring, meditations, mineral salts within the body, the sympathetic nervous system, orderliness, pyramids, realism, retention, retreats, solitude, surveys, tenacity, vows, and zoologists. So Saturn is currently at 14 degrees of Aquarius, and it moves to 17.5 degrees of Aquarius during this Capricorn season. So have a look, see where this falls in your chart. Now, let us look at the chronology of the time points of view. So we have the sun moving into Aquarius on the 20th of January, and the moon is waning at that point in time, and it continues to wane until we get the new moon on the 1st of February. And this happens in Aquarius and at 7:47 a.m. on the 1st of February. Always a good time to set intentions and new beginnings around this 1st of February new moon. The sun conjuncts the retrograde Mercury on the 23rd of January at 3 degrees of Aquarius. Have a look-see where that is in your chart. And of course, the sun is how we radiate and shine out in the world, how we're confident. And Mercury, when it's retrograde, is very much about reviewing and reflecting what our intentions are, how we think and how we communicate. And this is a fantastic time to review how it is that you want to shine out in the world in terms of how you communicate. Have a look, see where that falls in your chart. Venus is also moving direct on January the 28th at 11 degrees of Capricorn, all the way through to 18 degrees of Capricorn throughout this time period. And we know that on the 11th of December, just before Venus went retrograde on the 18th of December, and again on the 25th of December, the 18th of December, the 25th of December of 2021, we had Venus conjuncting Pluto, and this will happen again on the March the 3rd. So we have Venus and Pluto quite close to each other as Venus is reflecting on her relationships and her value systems and how she relates to other people and all the things she loves, as well as her financial status. Now, when Venus joins up with Pluto, there's a sense of endings. It's this, we cannot continue this way. My value systems from the past are now outdated. I need to refresh and reboot. It's a little bit like a reboot, as though the phoenix is arising from the ashes when Venus and Pluto conjoin. So throughout this whole time period, there is a fabulous time for you to review your relationships in your life and what they mean to you and what love means to you and how you want to relate to other people. This may include, your sexuality or matters related to traumas, because Pluto often awakens traumas. Maybe there's old fears that you want to let go of. Pluto is related to toxins, and Venus is about love, and it's discovering about yourself, about what is toxic about how you love, or where are you time for an upgrade where you can feel more self-empowered versus oppressive in regards to your finances, your love life, and your relationships. We also have the Sun squaring Uranus on January the 30th. And Uranus is about unexpected, sudden new things. And it can come across as a bit disruptive because it may be a surprise. It could have an erratic, chaotic energy to it. And yet at the same time, it can come across as very much liberating and individualizing, as well as the great awakener. So we'll have a look-see with the forecast where this is happening in your charts. Mercury goes direct on the 4th of February at 24 degrees of Capricorn, and then continues direct until 3 degrees of Aquarius during this Aquarius season. This now means that all planets are direct, allowing for a lot of forward momentum. The Sun conjunct Saturn on the 4th and 5th of February at 15 and 16 degrees of Aquarius. Have a look where this is in your chart. This is a fantastic time to stabilize and manifest into your life, in that area of your life, whatever it is that you would like to stabilize and manifest. On February the 14th, we have Venus and Mars conjuncting at 15 degrees, and they kind of follow each other. As Mars and Venus keep moving forward, they keep catching up with each other all the way through to the beginning degrees of 2 degrees of Aquarius, and this goes all the way through into March, which is an excellent time for new relationships, for upgrading existing relationships, for any commitments, for setting courageous goals within relationships, and also looking at your value systems and your self-worth and your finances and what is serving you in this time, and how can you kind of upgrade everything to do with your day-to-day passions and your drive and your assertion and your ambition in relationship to all the things that are of value to you: relationships, money, anything that touches the heart and speaks to the things that you love in your life. February 16th then sees the full moon in Leo at 27 degrees 58 minutes, and Saturn is conjunct this full moon. It's 10 degrees away from the Sun, close enough for an input. And with that, this full moon is a great time to illuminate that which you would like to manifest and realize in your life currently. We continue with the backdrop of the nodes being in the 18-month cycle until July 2023, with the South Node in Scorpio. This is where we're releasing and letting go, specifically the material energies around our relationship to this part of our chart. And the North Node in Taurus is where there is more gainfulness, and we'll have a look at that when I do the forecasts. The backdrop of Jupiter in rulership in Pisces continues. Jupiter is moving from 4 degrees all the way through to 11 degrees of Pisces. Have a look, see where this is in your chart, because this area will be enhanced and enriched and expanded our lives through situations that are noble and gainful and spiritual and philosophical and very enriching. And then, of course, on February the 18th, the Sun will move into the sign of Pisces, and I will create a new video for that. Thank you for joining me today. Please do enjoy the forecast for all 12 sun signs. Coming up next. Welcome, Aries, to this video. For you, the Aquarius season is occurring in an area of your life that very much relates to your hopes and dreams and ideals, as well as the income that you earn and the love that you receive from others. So this is a fantastic time to build a community of like-minded persons and to stabilize and manifest this area of your life. Starting on the 20th of Jan through to the 18th of February 2022, we look at the date of the 23rd of January, where Mercury and the Sun are together in the sky at the same position. And this is a great time to reflect on your intentions and to see if they're in alignment with that which you'd like to radiate out into the world. It's a great time to review and reflect all matters of communications and talking and writing and paperwork. Is this all happening, and are you communicating into the world a sense of truth? Are you in alignment with who you feel you are now? It's a fantastic day on the 23rd of January to be looking at that. We then look to the 30th of January, towards the end of January, when the Sun is squaring Uranus in the sky at 10 degrees of Taurus is where Uranus is, and 10 degrees of Aquarius is where the Sun will be. And this always bodes for unexpected, new, exciting, sometimes disruptive, because it may be a surprise, situations which also very much relate to you as an individual, whereby you would want to be more individualistic and feel more free. And the matters for you in the Uranus area are regarding your self-esteem, your finances, your self-worth, your possessions, your money. So it would seem that on the 30th of January, there may be a sense of understanding your self-worth in relationships to society, or in relationship to your ideals and hopes and dreams, and how much money or income you earn or the love that you receive. There is an awakening in terms of your self-esteem and your value systems around such matters. We know that on the 1st of February, we have a new moon also in Aquarius. And this new moon, where the Sun and the moon are together in the sky at 12 degrees and 20 minutes, are squaring off this very same Uranus again. So this will highlight even further the changes and the sense of awakening in terms of your self-esteem and how you manage your finances and how you value things and matters related to your money and your finances in regards to stabilizing and manifesting the income that you want to earn, and stabilizing and manifesting the dreams and the hopes that you have for yourself in your life. So this could be an unexpected manifestation, and this would be a sense of possibly understanding that change and disruption are necessary to create this new reality for you. We can then look to the Sun and Saturn being conjunct in the sky. This is happening on the 4th and 5th of February in 2022 at 15 and 16 degrees. And Saturn is all to do with limitations and restrictions and being organized and following rules and regulations. And even though it may cause a sense of inadequacy or fear or self-doubt, it does direct. And in this situation, this is really a fantastic time to direct and stabilize and manifest these hopes and dreams and ideals that you have for yourself. Furthermore, we see that Mercury is going direct on the 4th of February in the sign of Aquarius. And this then realizes that all planets are direct, which means that we have an opportunity to move forward in all matters relating to communications, contracts, writing, reading, thoughts. All the paperwork and commercial matters can start moving forward. Now, this is occurring also in this area of your life that relates to ideals and hopes and dreams and income and society at large. And it would seem then from the 4th of February onwards that you can move forward. There's a sense of forward momentum. And it is during this phase of Mercury being retrograde that during the time of the 26th of January, as well as the 29th of January, that Mercury will be conjunct Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of endings, things no longer holding value, a sense of death, a sense of wanting to be very resourceful and digging really deeply and researching. This could also be secrets that are unfolding, and a realization of toxic thoughts, possibly anything that is a poison that you may want to release in terms of your thinking or writing. So this is really a great time to move from a sense of oppression in the way that you think to a sense of being empowering to yourselves in terms of how you're thinking about your ideals, how you're thinking about your income, the groups of people that you work, and reaching out to society at large. Aquarius ultimately is the humanitarian sign. So this is really a time to relate to the community at large in a humanitarian way. Who is your tribe, and how do you want to interact with various groups of people to realize your dreams? We also have Venus turning direct on the 28th of January. And Venus has been in an area of your chart that very much relates to your career and your vocation and how you shine out in the world, what your actions are, what your reputation is, what is your status out in the world. And since Venus has been going retrograde since December of 2022, and now is moving forward at the end of January, this has given you a time to reflect on all matters related to your career and what your actions are out in the world if you aren't employed or not working. And it very much relates to what your value systems are and how you deal with finances and how you deal with relationships with other people. And it's been an opportunity, and it still is, because Venus is still covering a ground where by the end of February, actually beginning of March, she meets up with Pluto again. And when Venus connects with Pluto, there's a sense of realizing that certain relationships are not working the way they are, and that there needs to be an overhaul in terms of value system around relationships and around finances. And this is really giving us a time to flush out relationships and value systems that are holding us back, that have become toxic, or that are connected to traumas that we've possibly outgrown and healed from. And it is time to move forward. So there will be forward movement when it comes to relationships, specifically regarding those that make you feel like you're successful in the world, those that are related to your business and your career. Now, Mars on the 24th of January is also moving into the sign of Capricorn, which is the same sign that Venus is in. And Mars, when it's in Capricorn, is in exaltation. It has strong rulership, which allows it to be assertive. It gives it staying power. It makes it very ambitious and powerful and dynamic. And it likes to set goals that it very much so intends to achieve and will achieve as long as Mars is in Capricorn. And this is all happening in an area of your life related to your actions out in the world, your status, your reputation, and your career. So this would be a sense of possibly new relationships and new goals of business partners or clients within your career, or co-workers, that will allow you to move forward in a more empowered way, very much so letting go the ways of the 2020 and ways that are outdated and no longer serve you, and to move forward in a more true to the times kind of way for your career. Jupiter in Pisces, which gives philosophical, noble, gainful, and spiritual enhancement to your life, is in an area that relates to your subconscious and to alone time. So there's a sense that being alone, or finding connection with spirit through prayer, through withdrawing and spending time alone to listen to your own guides and your intuition, is really fantastic for you. There's a realization that letting go of a cycle that was not very gainful and spiritual has now come to an end. And with that, a healthy way of letting go the old ways. And this may even relate to chronic illnesses. Perhaps this is a time to look at certain chronic illnesses and let those go. Any kind of patterns in the subconscious that may have been damaging to your own physical body, or to your soul and your spirit are being illuminated and healed through the sense of gainfulness in a way that you can let go of them and feel much lighter for it. The North Node in Taurus is occurring in an area of your life that relates to your finances, your self-worth, your possessions. And this is an area that will increase between now until 2023 July. For the 18 months that the North Node is in this area, there's a sense for gainfulness and increase in prosperity and abundance and fertility around your value systems and your finances. The area that is a little bit more barren and there's a sense of decrease and letting go of is an area of your life where you're relying on other people for resources. So this could either be your bond or the money that you owe the bank decreasing. It could be your taxes decreasing. The sense of being reliant on others for resources. There is this energy of letting go, of receiving from others. This could also be in terms of possibly income coming your way may reduce, which means that there's more of a focus on you managing your own finances better, because the sense of letting go this income from other people or relying on other people for resources there's a sense of fading away and letting go of the concerns of other people's resources, be it spiritual, financial, or emotional, or physical. There's a sense of letting go that kind of expectation to be receiving from others and rather holding on to what you have and managing what you do have, because that will be increasing. And then on the 16th of February, we have the full moon happening in an area of your life that has everything to do with having fun and being creative and going on holidays and giving love of yourself and being creative and maybe working with children or starting new projects or understanding how to be more expressive about who it is that you are. So there's a sense of manifesting and realizing and illuminating and culminating the joy in your life and how you give love of yourself, versus the idea of being there to work for society at large and to work for groups in the community of other people's sense of what their belief systems are in terms of the groups and the networking of the tribe that you're with. There's a sense of how do I balance receiving income from other people or receiving love from a community and a society and a group of people, and manifesting this receiving from others versus the joy that I get when I singularly give of myself by being creative. So let's move on to Taurus. For all the Taurians, the Aquarius season for you is highlighting your status in the world, your sense of personal achievement and what you feel is the highest version of yourself, your success out in the world, your career, your vocation, your reputation, your actions out into the world. There's a big focus on that during this Aquarius season. And we know that on the 23rd of January, we have Mercury conjunct the Sun in this area of your life. And this would be reevaluating if you are talking your truth in terms of what is your status, what is your career out in the world. There's a sense of aligning what it is that you want to say and how you want to communicate in your career and shining out into the world as an intention to be in alignment with your actual radiance out into the world. We also have on the 30th of January, a square coming in from your own individuality, your personality, where Uranus is in, demanding a sense of liberation through freedom and excitement and desiring something new and wanting to understand what surprises are about and doing unexpected things that make you feel quite chaotic. We have Uranus in your sign, Taurus, shaking up your life, wanting you to experience all these big changes in your life. Specifically, Uranus is going through the degrees of 10 and 11 degrees now this month ahead. So if you have any planets in that area or within 5 to 10 degrees of that area, you will feel that there's a sense of excitement and disruption and newness that is calling upon you, and it very much interacts with your status out in the world and your career. There's a sense of wanting to liberate yourself from your career or your reputation or your responsibilities out in the world, and wanting to change these up a little bit. And we also know that on the 1st of February, we have a new moon in this area of your life. So this is a fantastic time for you to create new beginnings and intentions for what it is that you want to manifest in your life in terms of your career and your status out in the world. And also, we can manifest and stabilize this around the dates of the 4th and 5th of February, which is when Saturn is conjunct your Sun in this area of the chart at 15 and 16 degrees, stabilizing the situations, bringing in rules and regulations, and manifesting that which you want for yourself in terms of your status and your career. So Mercury retrograde ends on the 4th of February when Mercury goes direct at 24 degrees of Capricorn. And while it is traveling direct, it does make a conjunction with Pluto on the 29th of January. And then again on the 11th of February, when it's moving direct after the 4th of February, direct motion. And while Mercury is conjunct Pluto on the 29th of January and the 11th of February, it is asking us to be very deep in our thinking and researching matters and digging really deep and looking for secrets or poisons or traumas or all of those things that are generally scary for us. Pluto can bring up fears, but definitely the sense of I'm feeling oppressed about a certain situation and I want to feel more empowered. And what is it that I can let go in terms of my thinking and communications in this area of my career, but also in this area related to belief systems that I have now outgrown and would like to get rid of. So this is almost like this last flushing out of toxic thoughts so that you can move forward. Also in Capricorn is Venus, which is turning direct on the 28th of January and is then highlighting ideas about philosophies around love and matters related to studies and foreign travel. There's a sense that you may start moving forward with that, because while Venus was going retrograde, perhaps there was an indecision about a course you want to study or travel overseas, or friends from overseas, or any matters related to foreign and overseas. And with Venus going direct on the 28th of January and Mercury going direct on the 4th of February, there's definitely the sense of forward movement and momentum that can carry you forward in your life. Now, Jupiter, the planet of beneficial expansion, nobility, gainfulness, spirituality, and philosophy, is in an area of your life that rules your hopes and dreams. It's the luckiest planet in the luckiest house, and this is really a fantastic time for you to expand your hopes and dreams and also your income. So this could be matters related to foreign and overseas, or to teaching. And there's a sense of gainfulness in terms of people appreciating what it is that you give, and love coming your way and income coming your way, and also being able to dream, and specifically with your intuition and your heart and your gut feeling, what are my hopes and dreams and ideals for the future, and having this knowing and this trust that this will happen for you, because Jupiter is in the luckiest area in your chart at the moment, boding for lots of good luck to have your hopes and dreams come true. Now, the north nodes are, in other words, the north node is in your sign, Taurus, saying that you want to discover more about yourself, your personality, your physical body, your health. There's this hunger to want to be more healthy and to be more true to yourself, and to break free from anything that stops you from being who you really are. And the area that the south node is in is an area related to relationships, marriage partners, business partners, best friends. And here there is a sense of decrease, or the sense of barrenness in terms of how things have been. There's a need to let go anything that has kept you away or kept you distant from a partner. This is now a time to let go of anything or any relationship that is holding you back being the true upgraded version of who you are, somebody who actually enjoys a bit of chaos and a surprise. And mostly Taurians don't want changes, but with Uranus in your sign, there's a sense that you're discovering things about yourself that you didn't realize, such as that you actually enjoy change and surprises coming your way. And that relationships that may hold you back from these changes will fall away as you discover this new person that you are. And with that, you would like the relationships to hold that space for you as well, so that you can be the more innovative, upgraded version of yourself. So there again, the focus is more on you and your development and less on making partnerships work, especially when you are doing it at the price of not being true to yourself. Now, the full moon is occurring in an area of your life that very much relates to home matters and family matters. And there's a sense of manifesting and illuminating and realizing what it is that you want in your home, in your property, in your family life. Now, there is the sense of that for your career, you want to balance out your career, your vocation, your actions out in the world, and stabilize and commit to those and manifest those. And how does this impact your home life? What about your home life will change as you manifest and stabilize and upgrade the career or the work that you do out into the world? Hi, Geminis. Thank you for joining me. For you, the Aquarius season very much relates to your belief systems and to your philosophies and to matters related to foreigners and overseas matters and training and teaching and working with counselors and wise people and gurus. And what the Aquarius season is doing for you, it is highlighting the new intentions that you'll be setting for yourself, which is on the 1st of February when the sun and the moon are in 12 degrees of Aquarius. And this is, of course, a fantastic new time for new beginnings and intentions for what it is that you would like to manifest for yourself in terms of any teaching that you're doing, any courses that you're on, any travel that you want to do to foreign lands, or any philosophies or religions that you, or gurus that you're working with. There's a sense of wanting to manifest and realize this something in your area in terms of belief systems. We also have on the 23rd of January, the Mercury in retrograde joining up with the sun in Aquarius. This is a great time for you to write your script in terms of your intentions, and are they in alignment with how you're radiating out in the world and what your current belief systems are, and what courses you may be teaching or studying, or what trip you may want to be doing overseas. Reset that on the 23rd of January. Reflect and review that, because Mercury is retrograde. We have on the 30th of January, the sun squaring Uranus. And Uranus is in an area of your life that very much relates to your subconscious, to anything related to chronic illnesses or self-undoing, or secrets that you may have, or matters related to the spiritual or to foreigners that may in some sort of way illuminate and create insights of great awakenings and individualization regarding your belief systems. Very wonderful insights in terms of how you can be of support from behind the scenes to matters related to teaching and foreigners and traveling overseas and your belief systems. And this is happening on the 30th of January, towards the end of the month. On the 4th and 5th of February, we have the sun conjoining Saturn. And this is really a time to stabilize and manifest all matters related to foreign travel, courses that you're teaching, courses that you're learning and dealing with counselors or gurus, or working through philosophies or learning about religions. When we look to Mercury, which will be going direct on the 4th of February, and has also been traveling through this area of your chart in Aquarius, we can see that matters relating to the teaching and the foreigners and the philosophies and belief systems have been actively on your mind, and you've been reviewing these and rethinking certain matters related to this. And as Mercury goes direct on the 4th of February, there's this forward momentum, because then all the planets, Venus, which was retrograde, will have moved direct, and all planets in the sky are moving forward. So there's a great push in terms of how you can move forward in the matters of teaching, learning, traveling. Jupiter is in an area in your chart that very much relates to expansion and gainfulness and spirituality and philosophical, noble points of view. And it's in an area related to your career and how you are the highest version of your own success and how you interact with the world, your actions out in the world. So this bodes really good for career changes that are more spiritual, that are more philosophical, that are more gainful, or upgrading your current career to a point where you feel that there's a lot of gainfulness and expansion. Now, with Venus having gone retrograde in Capricorn, this very much has shown you an area of your life that relates to transformation. Now, Venus has been joining up with Pluto during her retrogradation period, and also Mars ingresses into Capricorn on the 25th of January, and here it is exalted, giving us staying power and assertion, ambition, power, as well as dynamism to set goals and to achieve them. And this is in an area of your chart that very much relates to being a resource to other people and other people being resources to yourself. And this is here where you feel like you want to make the big changes. There's an outdated paradigm that no longer serves you, which almost feels like it's toxic or traumatic to continue, or oppressive, and you want to liberate yourself from that. And all your matters related to finances, your value system, relationships that may hold you back are leaving your life to make space for the new. And the wonderful thing about this Aquarius season is that Venus and Mars are together in the sky for a whole bunch of days, from about the 14th of February all the way to the end of the month, even all the way through into the sign of Aquarius, which will be my next video, really allowing for you to review your value systems and the things that you love, and to set new goals around your finances, within your relationships, and how you are dependent on others and they on you for spiritual, material, physical, and emotional support. A very exciting time to set up the new ways of being, because it does also trine Uranus, which allows for change and innovation and individualization. And it is also sextiling Jupiter, which is allowing for growth in your career and how you shine out in the world and what your actions are out in the world. So this is a fantastic time to make those changes and to elevate your career and let go of any fears that may be holding you back. The South Node is in an area of your chart that relates to your day-to-day routine, any staff that you may employ, and any acute illnesses that you have. And the South Node brings a sense of decrease or barrenness or letting go in this area of your life. So it would say that the lifestyle or the day-to-day routine that you've had up until now, it's time to let that go and to rather focus on how you can be of a support behind the scenes versus actually being involved in the day-to-day routine. There's a sense of withdrawing and becoming a little bit more isolated and working from behind the scenes through spirit, through secrets, through the subconscious, to activate that area in your life and rather let go of any kind of habits that relate to acute illnesses. Detoxification, for instance, is a fantastic time. And then also to work with any chronic illnesses that you have, to look at those, to kind of flush out and clear up this area of your life. The full moon is occurring in an area of your life that relates to communications, talking, teaching, your immediate neighborhood, and also your siblings. And this is the balance between how do you manifest and realize and illuminate matters that relate to how you communicate, think, talk, write, and teach, or your immediate local environment or short-term commuting. And how do you balance this with manifesting the teachings that you want to do, or the travel that you want to do, or the new philosophies or religions that you have, or possibly even writing or publishing falls into this area. So this is the highlight for you: how to be a teacher versus being taught by others, how to be a counselor, having somebody else help you versus you helping others through consultation. Very much a time to work with paper matters and matters with foreigners and overseas and belief systems. So this is happening on the 16th of February. I wish you a beautiful Aquarius season. Dear Cancerians, for you, the Aquarius season is very much related to change, irrevocable change, dealing with anxieties and fears that may be holding you back to become more intimate with yourself, really, because this is us working through our own traumas or fears or anxieties to get to know ourselves better. So there's a sense of massive transformation and changes. And with the Sun conjuncting Mercury on the 23rd of January, this is a time for you to think and review your thought processes and how they may help you to change and upgrade who you are. We have on the 30th of January, an unexpected change coming through your ideals and hopes and dreams and groups of people or friends that are prompting you to make these changes. Equally so, we have the new moon on the 1st of February at 12 degrees of 20 of Aquarius, asking you to set new intentions in terms of how you can be a resource to others, physical, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and how others can be a resource to yourself, and how this can align up in terms of manifesting and stabilizing reality for you. We also understand that Mercury has been going retrograde in this area of your chart, where you're reflecting on maybe traumas or fears or anxieties, or how you are a resource to others and they to you. And as Mercury moves direct on the 4th of February, this is a time for you to have some forward momentum, because by then all the planets will be moving direct, and there's a sense of, okay, I'm ready to let go. I've let go of what I've wanted to let go. I'm ready to move forward. And specifically on the 29th of January and the 11th of February, there may be a sense that you are confronted by your fears or traumas or some sort of poison or something that is oppressing you, that you want to shake yourself free of so that you feel more empowered. So these are very deep, digging, transformative matters. It could be regarding research or secrets on the 29th of January and the 11th of February that will liberate you to break free from that which is holding you back so that you can move forward. This may also reflect the relationships that you're in, marriage partners, business partners. And there's a sense that with Venus having been direct and on the 11th of December, the 25th of December, and again in March, Venus is conjuncting Pluto in this area of your chart that relates to relationships. And it's almost like the last flushing out of relationships that don't work for you anymore. There's a sense of, I am feeling so disempowered and drained by these certain relationships, and I've reviewed it and reviewed it again, and now I'm finally letting go of this. And with Mars going into the sign of Capricorn on the 24th of January, Mars being exalted, giving staying power, assertion, ambition, power, dynamism, and setting goals in this area of your life about relationships, is a sense of creating a more empowered sense of value system regarding relationships regarding finances. It's as though you're liberating yourself from the old ways that didn't work and setting new goals, which you can achieve with Mars in Capricorn. And this allows for this new manifestation of you being a resource to others and they for you. Now, Jupiter, the planet of gainfulness and spirituality and nobility, is in an area of your life that relates to overseas and travel and belief systems and counselors and philosophies and university degrees and professors. So this could be that you're starting a new course and studying at university. It could be that you're teaching at university. Perhaps you're moving overseas. There's a sense of expansion in your belief systems, especially one that is very spiritual and gainful. And then the South Node is in an area of your chart that relates to letting go of the idea of having children or being too attached to children, letting go the sense of wanting to express who it is that you are, and being creative and giving love of yourself. There's a sense of detaching yourself from the physicalness of being romantic and wanting to be a lover, and kind of rather seeing the spiritual aspects, so not, you know, not that strong attachment to the material, it has to work, but rather the spiritual idea of giving love of yourself, or the symbolism of having children, or creating a new project, or sharing or expressing who and how it is that you love. And where you're finding that there is great incoming love is through groups of people and friends, and your hopes and dreams and ideals are now reachable, because the North Node is in the sign of your chart where things are being shook up. There's unexpected new changes with Uranus in this area of your chart. And the North Node is saying, have new friends and have new ideals and new hopes and new dreams, and move forward into this. And there's a sense of receiving all of this, and a more of a gainfulness and an increase in terms of your income, and just receiving love and appreciation from other people. So enjoy that. Then the full moon is in an area of your chart that is very much a balance related to your self-worth and value system and your finances, versus those finances and resources that come in from other people. And there's a sense of manifesting and realizing this sense of culmination, that your self-value, self-esteem, your value system, your finances are equally as important and need 50% of your time as much as those that you receive from other people and the resources that you give to other people. There's a 50-50. How do you share what is mine, and how do I look after my possessions and my value systems, and what is somebody else's, and how do I share that with them and receive from them? So let's move on to the sign of Leo. So for Leos, this Aquarius season has everything to do with relationships and partnerships, marriage partners, business partners, best friends. And this is really a time to stabilize and manifest the relationship that you're in. So this could be a great time for marriage, new commitments in terms of relationships. And there's matters related to your career, really, that are, or your vocation out of the world, or what you feel is your best version of being successful out in the world. There's a bit of a shake-up and changes happening in that area of your life. And this is liberating you so that you can really commit to a relationship. Now, on the 1st of February, we have the sun and moon in this area of your chart. And this is a fantastic time to recommit and have new beginnings and new intentions for what it is that you would like to manifest within your relationships. Prior to that, on the 30th of January, there was a sense of this unexpected, new and exciting, almost disruptive situation in terms of your status in the world and how you act out in the world, that allows you to commit even deeper to a relationship. And it's on the 4th and 5th of February that at 15 and 16 degrees, the sun and Saturn are together in the sky in this area of partnerships and relationships for you. So there's a lot of commitment and manifestation and stabilization regarding relationships. There's a little bit of flushing out that still needs to do. Mercury moves forward on the 4th of February. It's been going retrograde as far back into the sign of Capricorn, which is an area of your life that relates to your day-to-day routine, any acute diseases or any matters related to staff, either employing staff or being of service to others. And during this retrogradation, while Mercury went back into Capricorn towards the end of January and then moves forward back into Aquarius in February, it does conjunct Pluto on the 29th of January and then on the 11th of February. And these are points on the 11th of February and 29th of January where you may hit a wall in a way, in terms of realizing that you feel oppressed and you really want things to change in your day-to-day routine and matters regarding your health and how you are of service to others. And after the 11th of February, as you pass by this conjunction with Pluto, Mercury passes by the conjunction with Pluto, you feel liberated. There's a sense of something about your day-to-day routine or your acute health illness matters It could be diet. It could be anything to do with staff members, that you feel like this is now complete and you can actually move forward. There's a sense of forward momentum because all planets are direct after the 4th of February. Now, Jupiter is in an area in your chart which relates to irrevocable changes, and it's everything to do with others being resources to you. This could be spiritual, financial, material, or physical. And Jupiter being a very gainful, philosophical, noble, and spiritual energy in this area of your chart is stating that change and letting go and moving forward and releasing anxieties and fears are very much being supported, because the universe is just blessing you with resources from others, financial, spiritual, emotional, physical. Enjoy this good incoming energy coming your way. Now, in terms of the North Node, which is in an area related to your career and your success and your actions out in the world, there's a need for changing this up a little bit, but also a hunger to be more authentic and individual and unique in how it is that you work. And equally so, it's matters related to home and family that you're willing to let go of a little bit and say this attachment to a specific home or specific way of how families can be is possibly holding me back in terms of how I can be more successful in the world, and I'm willing to let those go. Now, the full moon for you, Leo, is happening in your sign, and therefore there's a sense of focus on your health and your physical being and your personality and how you look and how you shine and radiate out in the world. And there's a requirement to balance this out with the partnerships in your life. There's a sense of committing to a partnership, but not at the expense of you not shining out in the world. I can have a commitment in a relationship, and it can be something that is very stabilizing and real in my life, but equally so, I'm also happy to shine out in the world and be the radiant, warm, creative energy that the Leos are, in terms of being encouraging and supporting and enthusiastic about your life and about your health. Enjoy the Aquarius season, dear Leos. Thank you for joining me. Dear Virgos, for you, the Aquarius season is occurring in an area of your life that very much relates to your day-to-day routines, how you are of service to others, any acute illnesses that you may have, and everything to do with healthy living, healthy eating, and staff that you may be employing, or perhaps you are of service to others in a talent that they are requiring of you. So it's either you being employed with others or you employing others. And the Aquarius energy on the 23rd of January really gives you an opportunity to set your intentions in terms of being in alignment with what it is that you want to be doing in your day-to-day routine, reflecting on that. It's almost like having a mission statement and saying, if my day-to-day routine was ideal, it would be X, Y, Z. And if the staff that I employ or my service to others would be ideal, it would be X, Y, and Z. And this is a perfect time to stabilize and manifest your day-to-day routines and your health programs. On the 1st of February, we have the new moon at 12 degrees of Aquarius, and this would be an opportunity for new beginnings and new intentions for what it is that you want to manifest in terms of your day-to-day routines and healing any acute illnesses that you may have or being of service to others. We also know that on the 30th of January, we have the sun squaring Uranus, and Uranus is in an area of your chart that relates to belief systems and foreigners and traveling and gurus and teaching and learning and philosophies. So there's something about your philosophy changing or matters related to foreign and overseas, which allow you to manifest and change your day-to-day routines. Also, we have Mercury going direct on the 4th of February in this area of your life, ruling the matters discussed. And this allows you the opportunity to flash out anything in terms of how you used to give love of yourself and how you used to express love of yourself, or matters related to children or being creative that have now outgrown, because during Mercury going retrograde, it entered the sign of Capricorn, which is very much everything to do with children and being creative and projects and how you give love of yourself. And with Mercury reviewing this, especially around the 29th of January and again the 11th of February, it connects with Pluto in Capricorn and is basically saying so far and no further. I'm feeling oppressed in regards to these situations, and I want to move forward and feel more empowered in terms of how I give love of myself. And Venus turns direct also in this area of your life on the 28th of January at 11 degrees of Capricorn, and it then joins up by the 14th of February with Mars, which is ingressed into Capricorn on the 24th of January into the sign of Capricorn, where it is exalted, it is assertive, ambitious, powerful, dynamic, and it has staying power, and it loves to set goals because it loves achieving them. And this is happening in an area of your life that relates to you wanting to give love of yourself and being romantic and relating to others and being creative and dealing and working with your children. And this is really a time to reset your value systems and set these new goals in terms of how you want to be this more upgraded version of a creative person, giving love of yourself, working with the children, but not in a way that makes you feel in any way disempowered or oppressed. Quite the contrary, this is a time of feeling empowered. Jupiter is happening in an area of your life that regards and relates to relationships. Now, Jupiter is the planet of beneficence. It is the planet of expansion, and it relates to everything that's philosophical, noble, gainful, and spiritual. So this is saying that while Jupiter is going through this area in your chart, you are really meeting very noble, spiritual, and gainful partners. So this could be partnerships you've already always had that you suddenly realize are so valuable to you. This could be new people entering your life. This could be new business partners, new marriage partners. This could be existing marriages or partnerships that you just feel the sense of gainfulness through the partner that you have in your life. In terms of letting go old, outdated ways, for you, the South Node is in an area of thinking and talking and communicating, and the business world and siblings in your immediate neighborhood and day-to-day commuting. And the universe is asking you and sending energies your way, saying, let that all go. Don't be too attached to that. And there's a sense of wanting more into action and moving forward, where there's more of a sense of increase and prosperity and abundance when it comes to overseas travel versus local travel, and where it comes to being philosophical and working with foreigners, traveling overseas, being gainful in terms of counseling and teaching. Perhaps you want to teach a new course or study a new course. This is the time for you all the way through to July 2023, when the North Node remains in this area of your chart. Now, in terms of the full moon on the 16th of February for you Virgos, this is happening in an area of your chart where you might feel like you want to be isolated and feel a little bit alone and withdrawn. This is not a time to be interacting with others. This is really a time to connect to your subconscious and to connect with spirituality and spirits and guides, and to do something from behind the scenes. So this could be either traveling overseas, or this could be something secretive where nobody knows that you are. And this is about finding a balance of where you can withdraw into a safe zone where you feel connected to spirit. You might be alone or feel isolated, but you actually are connected to your subconscious and yourself. Very good time to connect to your gut feeling and to connect to your soul. And it's about having the balance of being of service to other people. This is where the sun is, and it's conjunct Saturn. There's a sense of a lot of responsibility of being of service to other people and wanting to manifest those things that you want in your day-to-day routine and how you can be of service to other people. Yet at the same time, there's also need for being alone and spending some time recharging your batteries. Hey Libras, for you, the Aquarius season is very much in an area related to your love life, how you give love of yourself, what romance means to you, how you express and give of yourself. This could also relate to children, wanting to have children, to existing children, the idea of creative expression. So this could be creative projects as well, or going on holiday and having fun. It's an area of life that is very beneficial to you because it is the fun area of your life. And while the Sun and Saturn and Mercury are all going through this area between the 20th of January and the 18th of February, it is allowing you to stabilize and manifest that which you find is pleasurable to you and how you give of yourself romantically. There is on the 4th and 5th of February, we have Saturn conjuncting the Sun at 15 and 16 degrees. Have a look to see where this is in your chart. Stabilizing, manifesting, committing to, this is how I want to have holidays. This is how I want to give love of myself. This is the kind of romance that I want in my life. This is the kind of new expression in terms of a creative project. This is the way I want to manage my children. There's a sense of stabilizing and manifesting that. Prior to that, on the 30th of January, there's a sense of new, exciting disruption that comes from Uranus squaring the Sun on that day. And it's coming from an area of your life that relates to irrevocable change. There's just this knowing that I want to have change and I want to be more intimate with myself and true to myself. I want to be a resource for myself that is spiritual, financial, emotional. And to do so, I need to give of myself in a new way and creatively express this in my life, in terms of specifically also letting go of fears or traumas or anxieties that are holding you back from feeling joy and from giving love of yourself. We also have the new moon on the 1st of February happening at 12 degrees 20. And this is, of course, a fantastic time for new beginnings and intention setting for what it is that you would like to manifest for yourself in this area of your life, around children, around giving love, around being romantic, and that the items that I've mentioned. Now, Mercury is also going direct on the 4th of February in this area of your life, and it is giving this forward momentum after the 4th of February. Prior to that, it's still reflecting, and it's on the 29th of January, and especially also on the 11th of February, when it is conjoining up with Pluto. And Pluto can be very oppressive and feel traumatic and feel limiting and inhibiting. And this is a time on the 29th of January and on the 11th of February to dig deep and to research and to check out secrets and look at everything that's unchecked in terms of poisons, in terms of how you're thinking around matters related to your unconscious, your home life, your family life, your property, and to say, I'm going to liberate myself from this because I want to move forward in expressing myself and loving in a new kind of more mature way. And this was also aided by Venus turning direct on the 28th of January, Venus ruling relationships and value systems and finances. And Venus has been retrograde, and on the 11th of December, the 25th of December, and later on again in March, she joins up with Pluto. Again, that sense of what can I flush out, which is no longer working for me, which is oppressing me, which is toxic to my relationships and to my financial management. And while Venus moves direct after the 28th of January, she also joins up with Mars that enters into Capricorn on the 24th of January, exalted, giving staying power, assertion, ambition, power and dynamism, and this idea of setting goals. So now we have Venus and Mars together from the 14th of February in the same degree, day after day, all the way through past into the next Pisces season, allowing us to set goals in relationship for matters related to home. Perhaps you're doing your final renovations or your final move regarding a home matter. Perhaps this is just your personal unconscious sense of roots and origin and family. And there's a sense of setting new goals and being very dynamic and ambitious and assertive about what it is that you want in terms of your value system around home and family, and how it is that you give love of yourself. Now, Jupiter is working through an area of your life, not working, it's transiting through an area of your life. Jupiter, the planet of gainfulness, of expansion, of pennies from heaven, of benefits, of the philosophical, noble, spiritual, and gainful energies, are in an area of your life that very much relate to your day-to-day routine, any acute illnesses that you have, matters related to how you work with staff, or how you are of service to others. And it's allowing for improvement in this area. So your day-to-day routine will become more spiritual and gainful. How you are of service to others, or how others are of service to you. Again, more philosophical, noble, spiritual, gainful. And this is really a fantastic time to take advantage of upgrading your health matters. Anything that is normally an acute illness will be treated and released and healed with Jupiter there. Jupiter has noble, wise insights into situations and can solve them. So this is really a good time to check up on your health matters as well and see how you can improve these. Now, the sense of abundance and increase and prosperity for all the Librans is occurring in an area of your life where you're receiving from other people. So this is physical, emotional, financial, spiritual. There's just a sense of I can receive. So if you needed to get a loan from the bank, you'll receive it. If you're getting any money back from the tax man, it will probably be now. And the focus is really on receiving resources from other people. They are there for you. And the focus on your own finances is diminished. There's a sense of what I own and what I have and my value systems and my self-confidence. There's a sense of me not worrying so much about that and having more of a spiritual outlook on it and not being so attached to the material and the possessions of that which I own. There's more of a spiritual outlook on that, saying that, you know, that which I own is purely a representation or a symbol of what my self-worth is, versus actually being totally attached to it in a more material sense. There's more of an enlightenment in terms of a spiritual outlook on that which you own and your finances. The full moon occurring for you in February is on the 16th of February in an area of your life that very much relates to your hopes and dreams and to your ideals and your sense of community and wanting to connect with community and wanting to make new friends and networking. And here there is a balance requested, as there is on every full moon, on how do you find the balance between what you give of yourself, pull back a little bit on that, because Saturn is conjunct the sun in this area of your life. It's about being conservative and restraining yourself, but committing yourself to being giving and loving of yourself, but not just to everybody willy-nilly. There's a sense of discipline about how much it is that you give of yourself in a very committed and deep way, and the balance of how much you allow to receive from others, because of course we can't just keep giving. There's also a place to receive. And on this full moon, on the 16th of February, you will feel the interaction between giving of yourself, not too much, but not too little, but also being open to receiving from others. Dear Scorpios, for all the Scorpios, this Aquarius season is activating an area in your life that relates to home and family life and to your roots and your origin and the land and the house that you live in and the garden that you're in. And this could be a time for you to renovate, move, buy a property, decorate the property that you have. And this is also very much related to who's my family and how do I relate to the family in my life. So we have, for instance, Mercury conjunct the sun on the 23rd of January, giving you an opportunity to look at your thoughts and your intentions. Are they in alignment with what it is that you want for you and your home and family? We look to the 30th of January and we see that there is a surprise element through a relationship or partnership with somebody new, something new that very much can play into the activation of what is home, family, origin for you, and how can you stabilize what your home and family and origin is. So this could be a new partnership coming in, somebody possibly helping you around your home to fix things, or somebody who wants to move into your home and be part of your family. And this unexpected, slightly disruptive change does elevate you in terms of wanting to stabilize and manifest your home and property areas in your life. Also, the new moon occurring on the 1st of February is about setting new beginnings and new intentions of what it is that you want to manifest around home and family life for yourself. And as of the 4th of February, Mercury goes direct. It has been moving through Aquarius and also through Capricorn, kind of washing out and clearing out any thought processes or paperwork related to that which is complete. This is Pluto conjuncting Mercury on the 29th of January and the 11th of February. This is releasing paperwork, business matters, communications, thoughts, thinking, matters related to immediate environment and possibly siblings that has been oppressive. It's time to let that all go. And then from the 4th of February onwards, move forward into this new direction of what it is that you want for your home and property. Now, Venus also turns direct on the 28th of January, and Venus has been in an area of your life that is very much about communications and relating to others and thinking and writing and commerce and paperwork. And Mars is joining Venus in Capricorn on the 24th of January. And as Mars moves into the sign of Capricorn, it is exalted. It has staying power. It likes to set goals and achieve them. It becomes assertive, ambitious, and powerful and dynamic. So this would be a great time for you to sign documents and do a lot of paperwork and communicate and start up business matters or have discussions with siblings or neighbors about matters that you would like to get sorted. Jupiter is in an area of your chart that relates to giving love of yourself. So Jupiter has a very philosophical, noble, gainful, and spiritual outlook on things, and it expands that area in our life. And for all the Scorpios, this is expanding how you give love of yourself. You give love in a more gainful, spiritual way. This is how you start up new projects and any talents that you may have of your own. This is a fantastic time to think about falling pregnant or having children or working with children or going on holiday and just having some fun and really enjoy that Jupiter. As a matter of fact, the Venus and Mars makes a beautiful sextile to this Jupiter throughout this month and can assist with you having fun and expressing yourself and giving love of yourself and having fun and experiencing joy. Then in terms of the North Node is in an area of your chart which will bring gainfulness and increase in prosperity when it comes to partnerships. This is marriage partnerships and business partnerships or even best friends. And it's the area that relates more about your physical appearance, your persona, in your health, that there's a sense of decrease then. When I say decrease, I don't mean a decrease in health. There's just a decrease in the focus of the energy. It's almost as though you may be healthy enough not to have to focus so much on yourself. There's a sense that your personality has developed and formed, and you can let go of having to focus on your individualization and who it is that you are and what your personality is. The focus going all the way through to July 2023 is on partnership. Now, in terms of the full moon, this is happening in an area of your life that is about your career, your vocation, your success in the world, your status in the world, and how you can shine out into the world. And there's a sense of understanding that being at home, dealing with the home life, family matters, and the commitments around home and family must be balanced with how it is that you work out into the world, right? You can't be at home and be at your job, or perhaps you are if you're working from home, but there's a sense of understanding that there needs to be a balance between how much energy you give out into the world, into your career, into your actions out in the world, and how much energy you want to commit to being home and creating a family life and being there in this realm of roots and origin and or even your own unconsciousness. There's a sense that you want to commit to that and not give that all up just for a career. Hey, Sagittarius, for you, the Aquarius season is highlighting communications, talking, your immediate environment, matters related to siblings or day-to-day commuting. There's a sense that you want to stabilize and manifest a sense of communications. This can also relate to teaching or reading. And there's a sense that there is new excitement in terms of your day-to-day routine and how you are of service to other people through communications and talking and consulting or communicating or teaching. And this is what you'll be manifesting throughout the Aquarius season. So specifically on the 23rd of January, Mercury is conjunct the Sun in Aquarius. This is a great time to review your thinking process and how you communicate and talk, and are your intentions and your thinking in alignment with who it is that you are. Also on the 30th of January, there's a sense of unexpected surprises in terms of your day-to-day routine or matters related to staff or how you are of service to other people, or even matters related to any acute illnesses that you have that allow you to change the way that you're thinking or communicating or talking or teaching. Also on the 1st of February, the sun and moon have their new moon at 12 degrees of Aquarius. This is a time for new beginnings and intentions, and for what it is that you would like to manifest in terms of communication skills that you're experiencing in your life. And also we have Mercury going direct on the 4th of February, allowing for forward momentum. There's been a lot of reflection around December and early January in regards to your value systems, the things that you value, the possessions that you own, your self-esteem, whereby there's been a sense of, I feel oppressed around these matters. And specifically 29th of January and 11th of February, there's an opportunity for you to flush out, let's call it the toxic or the traumatic, or those value systems that are holding you back in your life, or matters related to finances, which maybe you've been spending money or owning things that you don't really need anymore. There's this awakening of, my value system is not related to the actual possessions that I own. There's a sense of a liberation and forward movement with that. And we also have Venus turning direct on the 28th of January at 11 degrees of Capricorn, and Mars on the 24th of January moves into the sign of Capricorn as well. And what this is doing for you, dear Sagittarians, is it is allowing you to review your value systems and your self-esteem and your self-worth and the things that you possess and own in terms of setting new goals that are attainable. Mars, when it is in Capricorn, is ambitious, powerful, dynamic, assertive, and it will reach its goals. And it's moving in conjunction with Venus from the 14th of February right through to the end of the season. Venus and Mars are together in the sign in your chart that is activating your value systems, asking you to overhaul, throw out the old ways and create the new ways that are more in line with your ways of thinking and your intentions. Jupiter is in an area of your chart that is relating to home and family matters and your roots and your origins and your sense of unconsciousness, the actual physical land that you're on, the garden that you own. And with Jupiter there could be an expansion. Maybe you expanding what you have, maybe you increasing the properties that you own. Perhaps you want to move overseas, or you're traveling, because Jupiter is about wisdom and gainfulness and philosophy and nobility and spirituality. And often this could be brought into the home through such activities that are very wise in their ways. Perhaps your home life is becoming more spiritual, or perhaps you feel like going overseas is an opportunity for you to experience this sense of expansion. Now, the area that is increasing for you, dear Sagittarians, is your day-to-day routine and how you are of service to others, and matters related to acute illnesses and diseases and any staff that you may employ. There's a great focus on that going forward until July 2023 for you, where there's a sense of abundance and increase and prosperity around your day-to-day routine, while there seems to be more of a sense of endings when it comes to a sense of decrease and letting go of old cycles that no longer serve you. As the South Node is in the sign of Scorpio, which is in an area of your chart relating to secrets, to the subconscious, to chronic illness. There's a sense of wanting to let all of that go, letting go of any mental illnesses as well, the subconscious that is holding us back. There's a sense of possibly connecting more to spirit and God and angels, and being more intuitive in the way that you live your life, versus having this attachment to being of service to others. The full moon is happening for you, dear Sagittarians, in an area of your life that relates to foreign matters and overseas and foreign travel and studies and education and philosophy, possibly even publishing or writing or teaching. There's this balance between how can you teach and travel overseas and have certain philosophies and belief systems, and the balance with how does one communicate this in a very stabilized and reliable, conservative way, in a committed way. There's a need for wanting to teach. However, the teaching needs to be kind of limited in a way that is committed and it is very stable. However, it's almost like you don't want to do too much thinking, too much talking, too much writing, or too much teaching. The focus is on balancing between that and the matters related to travel and learning. How do you balance the two? Thanks for joining me, Sagittarius. I'm going to move on to Capricorn. Dear Capricorns, the Aquarius season is in an area of your chart that relates to your self-esteem, your value systems, and your finances and your possessions. And we find that on the 23rd of January, Mercury is conjunct the sun in this area. So this may be a time for you to reevaluate and look at, are your intentions of what you're saying and thinking and talking in alignment with what your new value system is, or your upgraded sense of value system. We also have on the 30th of January an unexpected influence coming in from an area of your life that relates to having fun and expressing yourself and being romantic and being playful, or working with children. And this new exciting disruptive energy, which is coming from having holidays or giving of yourself, is refining your value system for you. We have on the 1st of February new intention setting regarding new beginnings and intentions for what it is that you would like to manifest in terms of your finances and your possessions. How are your monies invested? What are your value systems? What do they mean for you now? And what intentions can you set around these? And we have on that day also, again, this unexpected input of how you want to express yourself creatively, how you want to create a little bit more fun, have a little bit more holidays, and possibly romantic involvements or matters related to children are going to influence your value system and how you have a self-worth out into the world. We have also on the 4th and 5th of February, Saturn conjuncting the sun in this area of your life, really stabilizing and manifesting matters related to your finances. There may just be the sense of, I'm at the right place, I'm enjoying any kind of conservative investment, I'm feeling confident about how things are, and I want to manifest and continue to keep these things in place. And Mercury goes direct on the 4th of February, also in this area of your life, and it allows you to have the sense of forward momentum, that you're feeling confident, your money's in good place and well managed. And there's matters around the 29th of January and the 11th of February, when Mercury is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, where you are reevaluating which part of your persona and how you shine out in the world and who you are, and which things around your health matters can you let go of. There's a sense of digging deep, researching, looking at anything that's a secret or a trauma or something that's normally not visible, almost will rise up on the 29th of January, on the 11th of February, to have a good look at yourself to see how are you feeling oppressed, in what situation is oppressing you in terms of your value systems and your finances, and how can you release this. And as Venus moves direct on the 28th of January at 11 degrees of Capricorn, and then joins up with Mars, which ingresses into Capricorn on the 24th of January, there's a sense of staying power and assertion and ambition and powerfulness and dynamism, and setting goals that you know that you can achieve in relationship to your health, your physical well-being, your persona, that are being activated as you move through February, especially from the 14th of February on. Both Venus and Mars are in Capricorn, in your sign, conjunct in the heavens, and they're trining Uranus, which is in an area of your life that relates to having holidays and having good fun and being romantic and working with children and being creative and expressing yourself. And it also sextiles Jupiter in the sky, which is in an area of your life that relates to teaching and communication and short distance travel and matters related to working with siblings and your neighbors. There's a lot of forward movement in this area of your life. Now, the full moon is occurring in an area of your life that relates very much to what resources other people can provide for you and what resources you provide for them. And there's a sense of understanding the balance between how you can be there for other people physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and how they can be there for you, and how this interaction involves your self-esteem and your self-worth, and finding a balance between your finances and those of others in a kind of 50-50% balance, not giving up the one for the other, but rather finding a balance. And the sense of feeling committed to how you're managing your finances will be highlighted in relationship to how much it is that you give to others to receive such finances. Thank you, Capricorns, for joining. I'm going to move on to Aquarius. So, dear Aquariuses, happy birthday to all of you Aquarius-born babies. This season for you has everything to do with your physical health, with your personality, your persona, and how it is that you shine and radiate out into the world. On the 23rd of January, we have Mercury conjunct the Sun in Aquarius. This is a time for you to align your intentions with who it is that you want to radiate out into the world and how it is that you think and communicate about this. On the 30th of January, there will be a sense of unexpected changes around your home life, your home and family life, that may activate the sense of realizing who it is in the world and matters related to health and your persona. It will highlight this and in a way that makes you even more unique to who it is and more individual of a person that you are, because after all, Aquarians are very individualistic and future and forward thinking. And this is a time where matters around home and family are propelling you forward in terms of your personality. It's as though you can identify yourself more towards you through your home and your family life. We have on the 1st of February, the new moon in this area of your chart. So this is you creating new beginnings and intentions for what it is that you would like to manifest in terms of your persona and how you want to shine out in the world, in conjunction with new and exciting developments around your home and family matters. And we have also on the 4th and 5th of February, things really falling into place, the sense of stabilization and manifestation regarding matters around the home. Perhaps you renovating, or you've bought a home, or you moving. There's a sense of things falling into place and manifesting a stable situation around the home and family, which makes you and your persona feel stabilized, and the sense of gratuity about having manifested this for yourself in your life. We have on the 4th of February, Mercury moving direct. It has been in an area while it was retrograde where you've been ending off an old cycle. There's been matters related to secrets or things that were self-destructive in terms of matters related to chronic illnesses or mental instability or even addictions that have been in the foreplay a while. Mercury was retrograde in Capricorn, and specifically on the 29th of January and on the 11th of February, you may be faced with these issues again, where you feel like, I'm feeling oppressed about the situation. It's over. This has been something that has not been good for me, or it's been holding me back, or it's been like a poison in my life, in my subconscious, and I'm ready to flush out this trauma or this poison and to let go of it. And it's from the 4th of February onwards that you really feel this forward momentum. All the planets are moving forward. Specifically, also Venus turns direct on the 28th of January at 11 degrees of Capricorn. Have a look to see where that is in your chart. And she conjuncts with Mars, also in Capricorn. Mars moves in there on the 24th of January from Sagittarius, and it is exalted. It has staying power. It is assertive, ambitious, and powerful and dynamic, and it loves to set goals and achieve them. And this is in an area of your life that is very much related to finishing off and completing old cycles, finishing off and completing that which is self-destructive or matters related to secrets and endings and cycles endings. And as Venus and Mars move forward, it's very much related to relationships as well, and to value systems and matters related to finances. It's as they start moving forward from about the 14th of February onwards, Mars and Venus are together in this area of your chart, and they are having a wonderful trine to all the changes and new developments in your home life and family life. And they're having a beautiful sextile to Jupiter, which is in an area of your life that relates to your finances. And there's a sense of being very philosophical, noble, gainful, spiritual, and expanding your finances and your self-worth and your self-esteem at this time as you let go of the older ways to create and set new goals that are more in alignment of where you're at currently. Now, the full moon for you, dear Aquarians, is occurring in an area of your life that relates to relationships. So the focus is very much on relationships, marriage partners, and business partnerships. This is a great time to be going out with somebody new. Perhaps you're meeting a new partner. Perhaps you are enjoying your marriage partner and just focusing on your relationship on that particular time, which is around the 16th of February is the full moon. And here we have a balance between your own personality and manifesting and stabilizing your personality and giving that attention 50% of the time. And then also wanting to manifest and realize and illuminate the partners in your life and giving that 50% of the time. So there's this balance between how much time do I give to myself to unfold who it is that I am and create my personality, and how much time do I give to making time for others to create a relationship or to enjoy the relationship in my life. That is the balance focus for you, dear Aquarians, on the 16th of February. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful Aquarius season. And finally, last but not least, Pisces. The Aquarius season for you is highlighting that part of your life which relates to endings and cycles completing and matters that create isolation and invisibility or secrets, those things that are hidden and those things that are a sense of self-undoing to self. And it's on the 23rd of January that we have Mercury and the Sun together in this area of your chart, highlighting communications around intentions that are now in alignment with where you are at the moment. What is it that you're letting go of? Communicate and talk about it and create the sense of like a mission statement where you're communicating the sense of letting go of an old cycle. On the 30th of January, there is a square from the Sun to Uranus, and Uranus is in an area in your chart that relates to neighborhoods, siblings, communications, your immediate environment, and this is where the unexpected sudden changes are happening. Either you're moving into a new environment, or matters related to your sibling are changing, or how you're communicating has changed and liberated you into more of a sense of the great awakening, newness, innovation, the unexpected, surprises, chaos comes with this area in your life, and it is highlighting the sense of a completion of a cycle. On the 1st of February at 12:20, we have Aquarius new moon occurring in an area of your life that is about this sense of isolation and letting go of old cycles, of being behind the scenes, removing yourself from everything, being on your own, recharging your batteries. And it is highlighting this change of environment, change of neighborhood, changes around siblings, changes around how you communicate. And this new moon is allowing for new beginnings and new intentions to be discussed in terms of what it is that you want to manifest for yourself. So this is really a reflective time to look at what it is that you're letting go so that you can make space for the new. Also active in this area of your chart is the Mercury going direct on the 4th of February. And when it does this, it really creates a forward momentum because then all planets are direct. Now, while Mercury is going retrograde up until the 4th of February, it is connecting to the old parts of your life still that very much relate to your hopes and dreams, a community a society that you were connected to, groups of friends that you connected to. And there's a sense that the income that you earned from this and this ideal that you had, that this was your hope and dream, has come to an end, because on the 11th of February, on the 29th of January, we have Mercury conjuncting Pluto, and Pluto is about endings and transformation. This is having to let go the shore to swim out into the ocean to find a new way. This is closing one door to open up a new door. So there's a sense of there was an oppressed situation and you're still letting go of it on the 29th of January. And on the 11th of February, there's still a few untied loose ends that you need to work through. And then by the 4th of February, you're moving forward into this new way of being, which is basically connecting to the subconscious and living a more spiritual life, removed from the day-to-day routines. There's almost a sense of giving up the material world to connect with the spiritual world. This is a big step for you, and this is what the Aquarius season will be highlighting for you. When we look to Venus going direct and Mars joining Venus on the 14th of February, they will both be in Capricorn, and Mars is assertive, has staying power, is ambitious, is very powerful, dynamic, and likes to set goals. This is in an area of your life related to what your hopes and dreams are and what your ideals are and how it is that you want to earn money and income and receive love from others. So there's this fantastic trine occurring from the 14th of February to this idea of new ways of talking, communicating, new ways of doing business, new situations around siblings, new environment, new neighborhood. There's this idea that you want to set goals in alignment with this newness. And with Jupiter being in your sign of Pisces, it is saying that you're going to be very gainful and spiritual and expand your life in a more philosophical, noble, and spiritual way. And it is that which will assist you in creating these new goals and intentions for yourself. And with the Jupiter sextiling the Mars and the Venus in this area of your life, this really allows you to expand your visions and go for your hopes and dreams and create this plan of how to move forward. And it very much relates also to relationships, because Venus is about what we love and it's how we relate to other people. And Mars in the sign of Capricorn is very much about being old-fashioned and traditional and committing and being reliable and hardworking. So there really stands to be a time for you to meet people in your community or make more friends or new friends that are very loving and committed and ambitious, and will help you expand yourself in a more philosophical, gainful way in this new neighborhood that you're at. What you are letting go of a little bit are your belief systems and the counseling work that you do or the teaching that you do. There's a sense of let go of studies and matters related to the foreign and rather be more gainful about your immediate environment and how you communicate and how you teach. And on the full moon, we have a situation whereby your focus is being highlighted in terms of how you are of service to other people, what your day-to-day routine looks like, matters related to staff or how you are of staff and being employed by others. And this is really a great time for you to work on your day-to-day routines and see how you want to create these while you simultaneously are also understanding the need to be alone and to recharge your batteries and to connect with spirit and God and actually withdraw from being of service to other people and rather being of service to yourself and recharging. So if you can find that 50-50 balance on the 16th of February, this is when the full moon is occurring, there's a sense that wanting to be alone and recharge your battery is something that you've now stabilized and manifested, and wanting to go out into the world to be of service to others is what you want to realize and manifest and illuminate in your life. So play a little bit with those energies on the full moon. I wish you a beautiful full moon and a beautiful Aquarius season. Thank you for joining me. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.